Hello guys, this is Brendan, the New England Sports Kid, on YouTube on Boston Sports Fans 2010, where I share an account with my friends. Well, this is my first podcast in a while. What I want to talk about is just various different things, since I haven't really made one of these in a long time. So I just wanted to get going by, the Red Sox are done. That's it. They're 6.5 out. It's like September 9th, I believe. And the Red Sox are done. That's it. That's over. OVA. The Yankees already clinched a playoff spot. The Rays are about to clinch a playoff spot. Even though the Red Sox took 2 out of 3 against the Rays at home, which is ridiculous. They had to sweep. And they had to sweep the Rays, but they didn't. So that puts the Red Sox at 6.5 back. And they're just done. Also, I wanted to get to the Patriots, who are playing on Sunday. And they are playing the Bengals with Terrell Owens and Chad Ochocinco, who probably will be pretty good with Carson Palmer at quarterback. So the Patriots defense will need to watch out for Carson Palmer. But their offense is pretty good. They have Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski. They've got like 5 running backs: Lawrence Maroney, Sammy Morris, Fred Taylor, and then the third down running back, basically like a wide receiver, Kevin Falk. And then they have Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis, who is going to emerge as a good running back in the NFL someday. So they have all those guys at running back, but they can't cut one of them to get a good defender one of these days. Like, who didn't think that Lawrence Maroney was going to get cut after training camp, and he's still on the team? And Bill Belichick talks so highly of Lawrence Maroney when really Lawrence Maroney sucks. He really does. He was so overrated coming into his career. It was ridiculous. He got drafted. He was a first-round pick, and they all thought he was going to be phenomenal. And he just comes out here and he sucks up a storm. So Lawrence Maroney has been absolutely awful. And the Patriots defense is terrible. So if Fred Taylor can get it going in the run game and Randy Moss can stop being a douchebag, I think the Patriots have a good offense, but their defense is not good. Not good. They just lost Lee Bodden for the rest of the season, and then they have Ty Warren on the season DL. And then they lost Adalius Thomas, who I really didn't care about. I used to care about him until he started sucking, because he was so, like, the Patriots draft, when they do actually draft people, like this draft was ridiculous. They didn't draft crap. But when they do draft people, they draft the most overrated people. It's ridiculous. They drafted Adalius Thomas, and he didn't do crap. They drafted Lawrence Maroney, and he's absolutely awful. He had like one good game last season where he had 2 touchdowns in the game. But other than that, Lawrence Maroney has sucked. And then Tom Brady, who's like glass man now, because he gets injured all the time now because of that one injury that happened. I believe it happened in the Pro Bowl after the year that they lost in the Super Bowl. And it came in, everyone was like, oh, it's no big deal. He'll be the same old Tom Brady he was last year. He was the number 1 pick in the fantasy football draft. And he goes out week 1, not even 5 minutes into the game, and he gets hurt. So they wasted like their number 1 pick on Tom Brady. And then they just, like, he was just awful because he didn't even play. So they had Matt Castle, who did an okay job. Now he's with Kansas City and he sucks. But, yeah, so hopefully Tom Brady can have a better year than last year, because last year he was coming off an injury-filled year. So hopefully he can be as good as he's made out to be, I guess. But And then we got the hockey season coming up. And they got the new number 1 pick, Tyler Seguin. He's supposed to be good. That was from the Phil Kessel trade. When they traded Phil Kessel, yeah. So they traded him to the Maple Leafs, who aren't that good. And they got their number 1 pick. So they got Tyler Seguin, who's going to be pretty good this year. And they're not shopping Mark Savard anymore. He's going to be on the team next year, which is a great thing for the Bruins. They've got Zdeno Chara. They've got a bunch of other guys, like, they've just got a bunch of other guys that they're not even big name guys at all. But all of those guys, they're not bad guys, but they're not big name guys. So all of those guys on one team is going to equal a couple big name guys. So I think with, like, you got like Ryder. Ryder's pretty good. He had a lot of goals in the playoffs last year. When they lost ridiculously, it was like they were up 3-0 and they lost the series 4-3. So whatever. That year's over. New year, 2010-2011 season. All right, now to basketball. The Celtics. Yay, it's almost Celtics season. Got my green on, baby. It's almost the Celtics seasons, which is great because I think they have a really good club. I mean, sure, Kendrick Perkins is injured, but really, I think Kendrick Perkins, like, Celtics fans are saying, like, oh, if we had Kendrick Perkins, we would have won Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Dude, no, we wouldn't have. We lost by, like, 12 points. Kendrick Perkins does not save, like, Kendrick Perkins cannot prevent 12 points per game. He can't do crap from the offensive end besides dunk and maybe a layup here and there. He cannot hit an actual shot. I guess he's an okay center, but I don't know. It's just like now they have Jermaine O'Neal until Kendrick Perkins is healthy, and they also signed Shaquille O'Neal, by the way, no relation. And they signed Shaquille O'Neal, who at this stage in his career, all he can do is fall on people and get fouled, but he can't even make free throws. So what's the point of that? So he's not going to make his shots because he's getting fouled, but it's the perfect foul because it's just ridiculous. So yeah. I think the Celtics have a really good club. Yeah, you could make the argument that they're old, but the experience is definitely going to help a little bit because when you have an experienced club, like, let's say you have a club full of rookies, all right? And then you have a club full of veterans. Who do you think's going to win? The veterans, because the veterans have been around the game for a longer time than the rookies have. And that's what I've always said. So if you have all those guys, it'll just be like an awesome club. And Ray Allen's not that old. Kevin Garnett's not that old. Yeah, Paul Pierce is getting up there, but he's not that old. And then you have Kendrick Perkins. He's not old at all. Rajon Rondo isn't even at the peak of his career, and he had an MVP type year last year, and he's not even in his prime yet. So we have Rajon Rondo, he's like the best point guard in the league. I think he actually is. I think he's the best point guard in the league. So you have those guys, and then off the bench you got Marquise, Shaq. We don't have Tony Allen anymore, which sucks, but we don't have Tony Allen anymore, but whatever. I forgot, they also signed some low-name guy. But they still have Glenn Davis and Nate Robinson, who they're calling Shrek and Donkey now, which I think is pretty funny, actually. But this podcast is like gone on for 10 minutes now. I think it's time to stop. I'll be making one within the next couple days, so that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll talk to you guys later, and leave comments. I'll reply to them. If you want to talk to me about sports, leave a comment. I'll reply. And that's it. All right, see you guys later.